So we are told that rhenium has two naturally occurring isotopes. You have rhenium-185, which has a mass of 184.95 AMU, and rhenium-187, with a mass of 186.96 AMU. We're also given the average atomic mass of rhenium, that is 186.21 AMU. Given that information, we can calculate the relative abundance of each isotope. So start with what we're given. We have the mass of rhenium-185 and the mass of rhenium-187. We're also given the weighted average mass, which is 186.21 AMU. What don't we know? The relative abundance of rhenium-185 and the relative abundance of rhenium-187. What about the equations? Well, we have two variables, so we're going to need two equations. The first equation is that the weighted average, or the average mass, is equal to the summation of the relative abundance of an isotope divided by 100 times the mass of the isotope. We also know if you take the relative abundance of rhenium-185 divided by 100 and the relative abundance of rhenium-187 divided by 100, it has to equal 1 because the sum of the percentages equals 100 and we're dividing by 100, so that's 1. And just to make everything easier, we're going to let x equal the relative abundance of the rhenium-185 divided by 100, and we're going to let y equal the relative abundance of rhenium-187 divided by 100, just so there's less writing. So now we can substitute into the two equations. For the first equation, we get this equation, and the second equation is very simple. 1 equals x plus y. So now we want to solve. So let's pull up the two equations. We can rewrite the second equation as 1 minus y equals x. So now we can substitute 1 minus y for any x that we have in the first equation. And so now we get this equation. Let's distribute the 184.95 to the 1 minus y, and we get this equation. Let's simplify to get this. Now let us subtract 184.95 from both sides of the equation, and you get 1.26 equals 2.01y. Divide both sides by 2.01, and you get y equals 0.6269. So y equals 0.6269. Y is the relative abundance of rhenium-187 divided by 100. So the relative abundance of rhenium-187 is 62.69%. Therefore, the relative abundance of rhenium-185 equals 100% minus 62.69%, which is 37.31%. So the answer to the question is the relative abundance of rhenium-185 is 37.31%, and for rhenium-187, 62.69%.